Hello again, good evening to you. Welcome to Business. The Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC, has finally responded to criticism by its report about its report on non-existence of some earmarked oil revenue projects. PIAC's response is captured in the following report.
According to PIAC, it's unfortunate the former Deputy Minister of Energy, John Abujinapo, in his response sought to give an impression that it twisted facts to serve a political interest, which PIAC believes is unfair. PIAC in its statement noted that it finds Mr. Jinapo's comment as unfortunate, looking at the fact that he was given the opportunity to respond to findings in a letter to the Finance Ministry dated August 4, 2016, which he actually declined. The committee has also added that all it sought to do with its press conference was just to inform the public on steps taken so far to ensure accountability in the management of petroleum revenue. On Jinapo's remarks that PIAC suggested that 50% of all petroleum revenue-funded projects are missing, Chairman of PIAC said what they actually communicated was that 50% of the projects inspected in the Upper East, West and Northern regions could not be accounted for.
Meanwhile, a former member of the PIAC, who is also Executive Director of KITE, Ishmael Jukumihini, says figures put out in PIAC's report regarding non-existence of some oil-funded projects are coming out of the Finance Ministry's own records. He was challenging allegations made earlier by former Deputy Finance Minister Ato Forson on Joy News' current affairs program Upfront, rejecting findings of PIAC's report on oil revenue expenditure. According to Ato Forson, the PIAC report was an indication members of the committee didn't understand how public financial management and accounting rules play out. But speaking on the marketplace earlier, Ishmael Jukumihini said the former deputy minister got it all wrong.
I think it's a very sad remark to hear a former deputy minister saying what he said. I mean, I've listened to the playback of the interview, and obviously, I'm not sure he's read the report that PIAC produced and what exactly PIAC sought to do. I've heard another deputy minister also making similar comments. I think they should probably go and read what PIAC has done, and based on that, maybe come back. You should let them go and read the documents and come back. You see, they are talking about budget projections. What PIAC has done, and it's not now. And tell you what, Emmanuel, next week we are going to launch a report ourselves. I'm talking about KITE, and similar findings have been made. Look, they're not talking about budgetary allocations. They are talking about actual expenditure as released and published by the Ministry of Finance itself. You know, when the Ministry of Finance is reporting on the petroleum funds, they provide a table or a list of projects that they use the ABFA to fund every year. So this is not based on budgetary allocation. This is actually based on what PIAC has done, and what I have seen from the report is actual figures as released by the Ministry of, by his ministry.
The Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission has revealed a gap in the Securities and Exchange law that could allow cryptocurrencies to be considered as a form of securities. Speaking at a digital business conference organized by the Nobel International Business School and Joy Business under the theme Blockchain, Bitcoin and Cryptocurrency, a Revolution or a Fad, Reverend Ogbami indicated although cryptocurrency is not regulated in the country as a currency, there is a window in the law for it to be considered as securities.
The two-day conference brought together experts in blockchain and cryptocurrency technologies to look at the role of the technology in various sectors of the economy. The emergence of cryptocurrency has been met with opposing views globally. In some jurisdictions, including Ghana, the digital currency is yet to be regulated by the central bank. Speaking at the digital conference, however, the Director General for the Securities and Exchange Commission, Reverend Ogbami Tete, said Section 216 of Act 929 needs some more clarity.
Currently in Ghana, we do not have a regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies as yet. We have not crystallized any generally accepted legal definition of cryptocurrencies as in the USA and other jurisdictions. The Banking Act does not seem to accommodate cryptocurrencies as a currency. Again, the Securities Industry Act 2016, Act 929, however, does not recognize cryptocurrencies as securities. The definition of securities in Section 216 of Act 929, however, seems to provide a little window. After giving a list of different things defined as securities, it adds a last category, which is described as any other instruments, as the minister may by notice in the Gazette prescribe upon the recommendation of the Commission.
On his part, Executive Dean of the Noble International Business School, organizers of the digital conference, Professor Kweku Etuahene-Jima, called for collaboration between regulators and tech experts to help regulate cryptocurrency usage in the country.
Very, very important to note that regulators are always behind new developments. That's very essential to note. And sometimes it is the developers of the new technologies that have to educate the regulators in order for them to be able to understand what is happening so that they can have the appropriate regulation. In fact, many times the developers of new technologies work with regulators in tandem to design the appropriate regulation. So I'm not surprised that he was saying that. And it's not only in Ghana, in other countries, Japan, Korea, Australia, US, they are all struggling with this. But that is not something to be feared.
Casper van der Elst is a cryptocurrency expert and a senior associate at the Swiss Business School, and he adds his voice to the call.
It really depends on the people themselves. People themselves need to be more protective of their blockchain activities. In the case of Bitcoin, the protocol of Bitcoin was actually never hacked. But the people that own wallets or the exchanges that are owning Bitcoin on behalf of others, those have been hacked. So it is actually people that were not careful enough that caused kinds of fraud to happen.
The digital conference was under the theme Blockchain, Bitcoin and Cryptocurrencies, a Revolution or a Fad.
In other business news, finance house NDK Financial Services has begun moves with some foreign banks to help reduce costs on guarantees. The move has become necessary due to increased charges offered by some local banks when offering guarantees for various projects. When successful, it will position the financial service company to offer guarantees to a larger number of people to finance bigger projects. Ebenezer Sabuti has more in this report.
NDK Financial Services is licensed by the Bank of Ghana to issue letters of credit and guarantees for its clients upon request as part of the service provision. Using the local Ghanaian banks to deliver the service makes it more expensive for clients as compared with having a foreign bank to offer the service. Divisional Head of Credits at NDK, Felix Hagan, disclosed that the company has already begun moves to partner some foreign banks soon.
It's something we've been doing for some time now. But in terms of how we route it now through local banks, so when the client comes to us, we go to our local partners, the banks, to do the LCs for us. And it's a bit expensive, so we are discussing with foreign banks to get a line so that when we get these requests, we do it directly through to them. To take out the bit of the local banks, it becomes cheaper for us and also cheaper for the clients, and bottom line, to make our clients happier. That's it.
When you say foreign banks, is it foreign banks that are established here in Ghana or?
No. You know, most LCs are routed to, if I would say, outside. So for foreign banks, we're talking more of banks outside Ghana.
He was speaking to Joy Business at the sidelines of a cybersecurity seminar for clients of NDK in Accra. The seminar provides clients the opportunity to learn best practices in protecting their businesses and personal online accounts. Speaking on the main subject for the seminar, Deputy Managing Director of the company, Kwoko Aisa, also noted that there is a need for the collaboration and cooperation among stakeholders within the financial sector to consistently preempt cyber attacks.
We have as one of our strategic objectives to be a technologically responsive company by 2020. So for us, we wanted to engage our clients, to educate them, to let them be aware of the threats and the issues of the cyber fraud, so that when we roll out our products, they are an informed as it were, an informed customer base. So really it was to ensure that our customers are able to deal with and are able to have the knowledge that is required to handle all the challenges that are going on right now in the cyberspace.
But have you had cases of such in HR?
Oh yes, I believe there was a testimonial within the seminar where a client informed or shared that an email, a suspicious email was sent to NDK asking for some of his monies to be transferred. But one of our staff, because we do train our staff, they have protocols that they observe as to security questions that they would ask. So one of the staff contacted him, but he wasn't in the country, so she ignored the email. And then later when he came around, they were able to engage and identify that someone had hacked into his email and sent an email purporting to be him.
In 2016 alone, over 1,000 fraud incidents were reported to the Bank of Ghana. These amounted to losses of approximately 244 million Ghana cedis.
And that's all in business tonight. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji. Have a good evening.